If you feel like you've hit a ceiling as a CEO, working harder is not the solution. And most leaders learn this the hard way. And your first instinct, like all of us, is to do what got you here. Work harder, push more, solve faster. Yet, what if the ceiling you're hitting has nothing to do with effort? Because here's the truth. Most ceilings are not operational. They are identity-based. Here's a story for you. I was speaking with a CEO who has built a very successful company. Strong revenue, great team, solid system, yet growth had slowed down. Not dramatically, yet noticeably. So naturally, he did what most leaders do. He increased effort, more involvement, more pressure on the team, more time invested, less time at home. Yet nothing really changed. And that's when the real conversation began. Because the issue wasn't the effort, it was the identity he was operating from. Here's what thoughtful leaders eventually discover. The level of success you experience is directly tied to the identity that you operate from. At each stage of growth, a different version of you got results.
The problem is what got you here will not get you there. Because each CEO level requires a different identity.
Different thinking, different decisions, different standards even. And when leaders try to reach the next level with the same identity, they hit a ceiling. So for example, a CEO who succeeds through control may struggle to scale. A CEO who thrives on being the problem solver may slow down the team development. Or a CEO who is deeply involved in everything may limit organizational growth. These identities worked at one stage for sure, yet at the next level, they become constraints. This is where I often guide leaders through a deeper reflection. The first shift is always clarity. What level are you actually trying to operate at now? Because without redefining the target, you continue operating from the old identity. Then we look beneath the surface. What part of your current identity helped you succeed, yet is now limiting you? We need to find this out. This is where the blind spots appear. Patterns, habits, ways of thinking that no longer serve the next level. Then comes the hardest part, letting go. Letting go of control, old habits, familiar ways of leading, because growth requires literally elimination, not just addition. Here's a core insight. You don't break ceilings by doing more. You break ceilings by becoming different. So here's a pro tip. If you feel like you've hit a ceiling, don't ask, what should I do more of? But rather, try this question.
Who do I need to become to operate at the next level?
That question changes everything. The challenge is this. Most leaders try to solve identity problems with effort, and effort can push results for a while, yet eventually it stops working. Maybe that's what you're feeling now. Because the ceiling is not outside of you, it's inside the way you're thinking. This is so powerful. I'll repeat it again. The ceiling is not outside of you, it's inside of you, the way that you're thinking. And that is not always easy to see alone. So here's your integration assignment. Complete this sentence. The level I want to operate at requires me to become, and then write it down. Pause a little bit and notice what comes up. Because that answer often reveals the gap. You see, every level of leadership requires a new identity. And the moment you recognize that, ceilings stop being barriers. They become signals, and signals that it's time to evolve. Great CEOs come to me to sharpen their thinking in private so they can execute with precision in public. I promise progress. If this resonates with you, you know where to find me. Make it a great day.